We got Warren back here on the phone. Warren Moon, thank you. Better cell phone here. I want to talk about your quarterback. Let's switch from Richard Sherman for a second. What's Russell Wilson worth? And by the way, I know the answer is, because my dad would always say this, you're worth whatever somebody will pay you.
This is true.
But
yeah, you're worth what the market is
what's the market
out there. And I think if you look at the guys that have signed recently, whether it's Ryan Tannehill or Cam Newton, it just keeps going up. So every time one of these guys sign, you got to say, because of what Russell's done in his body of work since he's been in the league, he's got to be at least higher than those guys that have just signed. So I think it's somewhere in there. What that is, I don't know. What that guarantee is, I'm not sure of. And that's something that they're trying to work out right now.
Warren, where do you rank Russell with the young crop of quarterbacks coming out as far as his skill level?
With the young guys, you're talking about the Ryan Tannehills, the Cam Newtons, and guys like that.
Yeah, the Andrew Lucks, and yes, those Andy Daltons, those guys.
I'd say he's right behind Andrew Luck. I think because of what they asked Andrew to do in their offense, as far as how much he has to throw the football, how much he has to carry that offense, I would rate him ahead of him, even though Russell's done more team-wise as far as what the success of their team has been. But he's not asked to do as much as some of the other quarterbacks in the league, but he is still very valuable to this team and has really made a lot of big plays to help this team win big games. So I would put him just a notch below Andrew Luck of the young quarterbacks in the league right now.
Warren, I know you're not the negotiator, but what's the chance you think that Russell actually plays it out?
Plays out his rookie deal?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a good chance that could happen, but if I'm Russell, I don't want to do that. I would think you'd never make that money back. That's about $20 million, or you take away the $1.5 million that he's going to make this year, $18.5 million that he'd probably never make again. Saying that if he made $20 million on an average, so. If I'm Russell, I want to try and get that deal done this year, and I'm sure they're trying everything they can to get it done. And I think the big key right now is the guarantees and what type of guarantees they are. And I'm sure that the Seahawks would love to have him play that extra year out because it allows them to do more things with the roster that they have now, sign some other guys to keep this team together. And I think that's one of the goals of this football team is to keep as many of these guys together as possible, because all these guys they have on this team right now are just getting into their prime, and this team has a chance to be good for a number of years if they can keep a number of them together.
And this is Warren Moon, the Hall of Famer, the Seahawk broadcaster, joining us on the Rich Eisen Show. Eric Davis, my colleague from NFL Network, joining us as well. I'm Andrew Siciliano, sitting in for Rich. Warren, how hard is it 3 straight years? What kind of daunting task? It's one thing to get back there 2 straight years. I'm not going to replay the final play of the game there. But to make it 3 straight years, what kind of road do the Seahawks have in front of them?
First of all, I don't think it's been done, has it? 3 years in a row, a team has gone to the Super Bowl. I'm not really sure. Maybe it has. Did the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, Buffalo did. Buffalo did. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's very difficult because of how many games you play and how long your season is over the course of the years. You look at the Seahawks the last 2 years. I think they've played, 48 games or something like that.
And that takes a toll.
And, it just beats you up because it's a long grind. And it makes your off-season a little bit shorter. You don't have as long to recover. Guys that had injuries in the off-season, they don't have as long to come back from those injuries. So every year it becomes a little bit harder and a little bit more wear and tear on your football team. But the good thing about this team is they're very young. And I think the youth of the team, they don't have a lot of older guys on this team that they have to worry about going forward. So I think that's in their favor. But, their secondary was kind of beat up last year. A lot of those guys, had some surgery in the off season. Some of them are going to be able to avoid that surgery. So we'll just have to see how that plays out, but they are in a good position to go back again because their nucleus is together, and they are pretty relatively healthy right now going into this season.
You know what I'm avoiding, Warren? I'm avoiding a question about deflation of footballs. We're avoiding that. So in our final minute, let's double back to the 49ers. We're talking about Eric's old team here a couple of seconds ago. Colin Kaepernick, and I'm paraphrasing, said that he needs to do more. I think we can all agree on that. He needs to do more. From what you've seen, though, and Warren, you see him twice a year, what more can he show, and do you think he can show more and carry that team as they badly, I think, probably need him to do now, considering all the turnover this offseason?
Well, there's no question he can do more. He's a very talented player and had a lot of great success early in his career. I think what the 49ers did was a disservice to him last year. They tried to make him something that he wasn't ready for yet. They tried to make him more of a wide receiver-dominated quarterback where he was very comfortable throwing the ball inside to his tight ends, the Vernon Davis and whoever else was over there. And they tried to make him more of a wide receiver type quarterback throwing the football down the field, something I don't think he was ready to jump into that quickly. They got away from a lot of the things that he did very well his first couple of years in the league, and if they need to incorporate some of those things back into his game and slowly feed him on the other parts of it. And I think if they do that, his development will be right on course. You just can't change right in the middle of everything what he was doing that was successful and take that away from him and try and make him something that he's not.
49,000 passing yards in his NFL career for Warren Moon. Well over, is it over 60 including Canada, Warren? It is, right?
70.
70.
Yeah, get it right.
I don't mean to short you 10.
Get it right now.
Man, 70,000 passing yards
I'm still
in
mad
professional
because
football.
I'm still mad because my rookie year he tried to get 70,000 of those on me in one game.
How many did he get?
Let's not talk about it. Let's go to commercial.
Okay. Warren Moon, by the way, who can still wing it. I mean, we talk about Kurt Warner coming back. Warren, although he's in the hall, so that's not going to happen, can still wing it. Warren, we love you. Thanks for coming on. Enjoy your off season. I know you certainly are, and best of luck to you and the Seahawks next year.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Always great talking to you, and I'm sure I'll see you guys down the road.
Absolutely.
All right, Moon.
Hall of Famer Warren Moon, 70,000 yards. And by the way, count Canada. It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's not the NFL Hall of Fame, right? Yes. People often get that wrong on TV. He's NFL Hall of Fame. No, he's Pro Football Hall of Famer.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern, on Audience.